My name is Uche Nwora. We want to talk about Christmas in Anambra State. This past Christmas, that's December 2018, will be my 5th consecutive Christmas celebration in Anambra State. I can still recall the very first one in 2014. That was my very first under the Willie Obiano administration in Anambra State. At the time, we were rookie political appointees in the Obiano government, looking for ways to make our mark. The governor, having set Anambra on the path to social, political, and economic renaissance, had crafted a strong Akudono, that's think home message, targeted at Indian Anambra living in the diaspora. We in government needed to show that Anambra was on the way to becoming the safest state in Nigeria. How best do you do this than throw a big party at Alex Ekweme Square and invite the whole world, especially Indian Anambra, who heeded the homecoming call and had visited home that year. The Maiden Anambra Jam Blast Musical Jamboree, that's what it was called, was coordinated from the Ministry of Information, which was at the time under the leadership of Chief Tony Onyema, Ifidemili. Although there were other inputs from several individuals in government. I remember Chido Bidiegu and the rest of the group, Emeko Zumba, James Eze, and of course His Excellency himself, Governor Willie Obiano. Everybody played an active role. And that concert of December 2014 was funded by the private sector, as well as Friends of Indian Anambra. And the concert featured, Patarankin, if I remember clearly, Fino Fino, Slow Dog, and a whole lot of other acts. We also had comedic performances from, some up-and-coming artists, comedians from around Anambra State. It was the first of its kind in the state and lasted well into the morning, and had Indian Anambra attending from their various towns and communities across the state. Having achieved that whet the appetite and set the marker for subsequent years. I still recall that same year, that's 2014, towards the end of December, we all converged at Okija, for what has now become a yearly franchise. That's the face of Okija Cultural Pageant. That franchise, it's being sponsored and funded by Dr. Ernest Obi Jackson, a worthy son of Anambra State. That particular year, that event brought the best of Nigerian entertainment to Okija, Anambra State, and then the world took notice. And Anambra was on the rise. And then Anambra now had social and cultural events to look forward to every Christmas season when they visited home. Of course, we all remember that this was not the case, before Governor Willie Obiano assumed the mantle of leadership in the state. Whereas annual homecoming had always been a way of life for Igbo men and women sojourning outside Igbo land, the practice slowed tremendously, especially in Anambra State during the dark years of incessant kidnappings and armed robberies in the state. When many of our people choose to celebrate traditional weddings and other family events and milestones in places like Lagos, Abuja, London, and other cities where they were residing. But all that is in the past now, So in the Anambra, in their hundreds of thousands, if not millions, now come home, every year to spend Christmas. This is the time that, we used to reconnect with friends and family. And of course, commune with Ndo Monna, rejuvenate for the challenges of the coming year and revel in the several feasts, festivals, and events that simultaneously take place across Anambra's 179 communities. It's not surprising that Sir Willie Nwokoye, a senior colleague and a friend and a brother, who is the Principal Secretary to His Excellency, Governor Willie Obiano, he likened spending Christmas in Anambra State to one experiencing one large, uninterrupted social and cultural feast and extravaganza. Well, let me go back to what my former boss, Chief Tony Onyema, Ifidemili, said. In his words, he said, "Ndị Igbo are the most migrant sub-nation in Nigeria. The yearly migration begins as early as November every year. Ceremonies like funerals, weddings, Ofala festivals, Ozo title, conferment, housewarming, naming ceremonies, fundraising, and so on are lined up from mid-November to mid-January of the following year. So It actually starts, Christmas in Anambra actually starts from around November, and then peaks in December proper, and even runs over to January. Continuing, I think Chief Onima as well said that Christmas in Anambra is packed with ceremonies, that one is so inundated with invitations that at times you find yourself making a wasteful attendance to as many as 5 events in a day. I mean, I experienced that as well, For people, my friends that are friends with me on Facebook, I normally update my timeline with, activities, events. So that's to support what Chief Onima has said there. Chief Onima concluded that these activities are the greatest economic drivers of Anambra State economy during the Christmas period, buoyed by the good security in the state. Security, very important. If not for what His Excellency Governor Willie Obiano has done in Anambra State, by putting together what probably could be regarded as the safest security architecture in Nigeria. I mean, India Anambra wouldn't be coming back home as, in the large numbers that they do these days. So, like Tony also said, Chief Onima, he said that the fun and revelries continue till January ending. Okay, still me, Uchewara. I was talking about Christmas in Anambra State. And Mike Oda, a friend of mine, who is a Director of Communications at Southeast Governors Forum, he said that in Anambra State, just like in other Igbo states, the Christmas and New Year period is a mixed grail. He says, on one hand, it's an entertaining as well as a disturbing time. And what does he mean by that? He says, continuing, Mike said, you're brought face to face with age-long, long-missed, if not forgotten friends and relatives. You are also reminded of the French philosopher Epicurus. Epicurus said that drink and make merry today, for tomorrow we die and everything finishes. Mike said that, well, you frolic at traditional marriage ceremonies, weddings, Thanksgiving services, but you also suffer Lagos-like traffic jams. Yes. Let's talk about the traffic jams. The last point that Mike made. Well, that's to be expected, because during this period, due to the influx into Anambra State of hundreds of thousands of vehicles, if not millions, during Christmas. So, I mean, add to that vehicles from friends and well-wishers visiting their Anambra friends and attending one function or the other. So you can imagine, But at least for consolation, I mean, I must mention this. For consolation, the traffic situation is eased by the good road network that Anambra State enjoys, as it is easy to connect from one town to another in standard, tarred roads. More so, men of the Anambra State Traffic Management Agency, the Federal Road Safety Commission, the police, and other security agencies are always on hand, during this period to help the flow of traffic, especially at major traffic flashpoints. Some of these flashpoints we have include, around the Nobi, Oka, Ititi axis, then the AZ Opalanre Junction, Enugu, which used to be called AZLS. Of course, I'm not forgetting Oyago Abagana axis, Ekulobe axis, Nwagwagolo axis, Ihiala axis, Opaiweka axis, and some of the other points. And what has happened, to help manage the traffic, some Anambra communities have also devised their own local solutions to managing the traffic situation to complement government efforts. I remember particularly the case of Enugu, the Enugu Community Development Union. The town introduced what they call volunteer traffic marshals. These marshals were trained and commissioned by men of the ATMA being the Anambra Traffic Management Agency, just for the Christmas season.
Training involved both physical and mental exercise for the new marshals conducted by the members of Anambra Traffic Management Agency as well as their road safety counterparts. Speaking during the closing ceremony at Enugu Civic Center, the President General of Enugu Community Development Union, ECDU, Comrade Boni Ozonkwaku, narrated the ordeal road users face at Christmas season on the Enugu major roads and other cities within Anambra State. He noted that their aim was to augment the effort of the State Traffic Agency and their federal counterparts in ensuring free flow of traffic within the state, especially in their community, Enugu.
I tell you, they were coming as volunteers. They didn't have that stipend in their mind. So first of all is that you are volunteer to do this work. And secondly, you get stipend at the end of the whole.
The Managing Director, Anambra Traffic Management Agency, Mr. Chris Uzechina, while addressing the Enugu Community Traffic Marshals, assured of their full support and cooperation to help them achieve their goals. He advised that they should be law-abiding and discharge their duties in accordance with the traffic rules and regulations. Mr. Uzechina further appreciated the leaders of Enugu community for the innovation, as such community traffic control system has never existed in the state, and called on the road users and general public to collaborate with them to help make their job easier.
I'm impressed, I am encouraged. This is a team of volunteers that want to have better traffic management in their community, Enugu, in Anambra State. So it's very impressive.
From Enugu Civic Center in Njikoka local government area, Valentine Mbadowa reporting for ABS News.
And they were cited, at various locations, during the past Christmas. Even with their president, Bonnie Nkwako, at several locations in the town controlling traffic. This is commendable, and is also something that one will recommend to other communities to, to copy or emulate. Let me talk about what the traditional ruler of Nteje, Igwe Rolando Debo Abogo II Nteje, what he said. He said, nothing beats Christmas in Anambra State. He said it's a season of joy and happiness, and I believe that. Also, another friend of mine, Nwabu Wanne says that during this period, women cook from morning till night for family to enjoy meals. Of course, that's an indication of the love, joy, and conviviality people share during the period. Another friend of mine, Engineer Sunshine Raymond, says that he witnessed the most powerful music concert east of the Niger. Friends in and around the state trooped in and enjoyed the smooth atmosphere, and that with that, he was proud to be called Anambra. That's the spirit that we're talking about in enjoying Christmas in Anambra State. What Raymond is talking about is he's talking about the concert that took place at Alex Ekweme Square towards the end of Christmas. That concert featured Flavor, Awilo, Chidema, and a whole lot of other top acts. And it's now along the line of is a continuation of the now traditional end-of-year concerts that take place at the Dr. Alex Ekweme venue in Awka. On a pleasant note, I think many communities are now organizing music festivals, masquerade festivals, carnivals, and other events to entertain their people, especially those returning home, and to also place their communities on the world map. People don't have to travel to Awka anymore, the capital city, for entertainment events during Christmas. I can mention a few of such events that took place during this past Christmas. For example, Northia people in Njikoka had their Northia Unity Carnival. People of Enugu had the Enugu Masquerade Festival.
At the preliminary stage, 56 masquerades partook out of which 20 qualified for the second round and 12 made the third round. The final round saw 6 masquerades compete for the first position. Prizes were given to the masquerades adjudged to be adept in the art of Epiagba.
And there's also the Mugolibe Festival put together by Obi Asika and his group. Of course, not forgetting the annual Face of Okija cultural pageant. Stanel also had a Stanel World Christmas Carol and even had a musical concert that featured Flavor and Awilo. Of course, the one that just started again this past Christmas is the Uli Music Festival, and that is being powered by the popular singer Casey and his brother, known as E-Money, of the 5-star music fame, So there are also several other communities that organized, different kinds of events, cultural pageants, and all that. So these are all part of what makes Christmas in Anambra State very exciting and very interesting. There were other events, of course, that took place in many families and communities during this period. And these collectively contributed to the overall fun and mood of celebration that Anambra experienced. For example, weddings. I remember that we were at Nnewi, Ide Ubajaka and his wife, Chika, celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary.
After a while, look at that, some of my friends, one particular person, it happened that he has been divorced, father, for about 10 years. And invitation answered the Lauten, go see fields, or they can like a boomerang. Then they never got phone about 4 or 5 of them, the divorced. Yeah, I'm telling you not, I'm telling you divorce. Before I said this, I'm telling go see Billy. Bishop, yeah, people are very good friends.
People, did the Ozo, the chieftaincy title ceremonies.
Okay, well, Abaji, yeah, staff of office. We don't mess up. Each is the Ozo, the way we have.
Even yours truly as well, my community in Enugu honored me with a chieftaincy title, So there were also church harvest ceremonies, church harvest and bazaar, birthday ceremony, anniversaries, and of course appeal fund launching for particularly this part of the world in Anambra State. We're very good at self-help projects. So Christmas also presented an opportunity for communities to, gather their sons and daughters and to launch one appeal fund or the other. So these are all part of the exciting things that happen in Anambra State over Christmas. Many traditional rulers and communities also celebrated their annual Ofala festivals.
This weekend, he is already a Galosia, make a open up. Magadero for any peace. What the line you do Anambra State? Huh? What's the lawyer there? I have.
Ofala festivals are usually very great cultural spectacles that feature dance, music, masquerades, and of course, the traditional Anambra state cuisine, you know, ofu nubu, ofe nsala, or soup, okwa, and all the various delicacies that Anambra people are known for. The Ofala cycle that normally culminates in the two big ones. The two big ones happen the first week in January. I'm talking about the Ofala Aguleri. And Egware in Uguku. This normally takes place the first Saturday in January every year.
The festival attracted more than 20,000 people from all corners of Igbo land and beyond. The monarch of the community, Igwe Raf Ekpe, communed with God and his ancestors and brought a message of peace and of good tidings in 2019. There was a diversity of culture with the presence of Otu Odueze, groups from Bayelsa State and other cultural exhibition to spice the rich culture of Ndenugwu.
So no doubt Christmas in Anambra State in the last 5 years has been memorable, and Anambra continue to hope for and look forward to celebrating many more peaceful Christmas seasons in their state. We want to appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano, and of course his team, all the guys, that work with him, the security agencies, everybody that collectively work behind the scenes to ensure that Anambra State continues to remain peaceful and secure, thus making it attractive for Anambra and their friends to want to always come back home. I recall that the governor actually set the ball rolling sometime in November 2018, yes, when at an event at the Kulobia, he launched the Special Ember Moon Security Initiative.
I want to warn all criminals in Anambra or trying to come into Anambra to disappear, or they will disappear by force. We are ready, battle ready for any form of criminality. We have motivated our security forces. If you observe, we've gotten 3 additional detachments of Nigerian Mopo working in Anambra now. You'll observe some stop and search, mobile stop and search, so that you don't think they are still there. You see them somewhere else, and they will stop you, search, and it's 24 hours. Very important, 24 hours. All these are being done to make sure that Anambra remains the safest state in Nigeria.
Of course, guaranteeing in Anambra a peaceful Christmas celebration. Later, I think sometime in December 2018, the governor lit the Christmas light at Upper Iweka, Onitsha, thus heralding the 2018 Anambra Christmas season.
We are here at Upper Iweka, the flagship of this administration. This was the place we conquered armed robbers and continue to conquer them for 5 solid years going. And we have warned them, no by God's grace, we must have a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year that will bring individual gifts and a great honor to our state. God has blessed us so far. We are doing well. I must tell you, we are still the light of the nation.
The fireworks blend magnificently together with joyous Christmas carols to confirm to Anambra that Upper Iweka has since moved from being paradise lost to paradise regained.
Of course, I want to also remember the efforts of the delectable Salim Banefo, the Honorable Commissioner for Indigenous Artwork, Diaspora and Tourism, and her team at the ministry. They also helped to create lasting memories and experiences for Anambra this past Christmas. They organized a series of events as part of the 2018 Anambra Homecoming Festival, and we are hoping that the 2019 Anambra Homecoming Festival will even be bigger. And some people have also shared the experiences about Christmas in Anambra State. Yusuf Abiodu, a colleague of mine, back in Lagos, he wrote to me and said that Yusuf Abiodu is a Lagos-based accountant. He said what he said about his friend sums up the experience, of Anambra, that visited home last Christmas. According to Biodu, he said his friend wrote to him and he said, Biodu said, my neighbor and workmate is an Anambra man. He was in Anambra for the Christmas. Today, during our walk, he regaled me with loads of fun experience with his family. His son has never been so excited seeing masquerades and all. What stood out for me was what he said about the state of intercity and intracity roads, which was awesome, with sidewalks and drainages. According to Biodu's friend, that experience encourages him to continue to walk even while at home. I mean, that's encouraging. Of course, we know Anambra, we're very famous in terms of our good road network. And that's something that we're very proud of. And also looking at what a gentleman, Sam Ejimchukwu, said. He said the street lights along major roads did a wonderful job and made the nightlife very classy. Well, of course, Anambra State, when you're in Anambra and it's nighttime, you hardly know that it's nighttime because, there are street lights all over the community. So, I mean, that's something also that helps to, keep people in the mood during Christmas. Delighted with His Excellency, Governor Willie Obiano, delighted with the peaceful way Anambra celebrated this past Christmas. Issued a message to Mr. Sidon Adenoba, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment. And in that message, he commended the intelligence and security agencies in the state and some state-owned agencies as well for providing impressive security in the state, especially during the Christmas and New Year fiesta. The governor actually said, and I'm going to quote what he said, we achieved an excellent result in terms of security during the recent Yolita season because of the wonderful cooperation among the sister agencies. Of course, excellent results. I'm saying as we thank God for his abundant blessings and for granting our brothers and sisters who returned from the diaspora journey mercies, we look forward to celebrating the 2019 Christmas season in Anambra State and hope that it will continue to be as memorable and as colorful, just like poet Chisom Udoba describes here. Look at Chisom's words. Chisom said, my Christmas was filled and celebrated in love. I spent mine with family. The numerous activities that took place in the state within that period added color to my Christmas, as my family, especially those that have not been here for a while, had an indelible experience.